R&B Money.
Kenny, for the people here, where are you from, and where were you groomed as the singer-songwriter, producer talent that you are?
From Washington, D.C., in the DMV.
I'm going to have to find somebody from the Bay Area to come up here at some point, man. Feel like I'm by myself.
The Bay Area is like the West Coast version of D.C.
Absolutely.
to me.
Absolutely.
It really is. Culturally, the diversity, everything. The music we listened to was exactly the same.
Yeah.
Man. But I'm also HU, Howard University. I studied from 12 years old. My mother discovered I could sing, and I was singing jazz stuff. I left my heart in San Francisco.
At 12?
At 12. Because that was the way that you learned how to enunciate. So if you ever wonder, wow, Kenny talks real proper, and I learned how to enunciate and how to breathe and how to properly sing because I was a trained singer.
Yeah.
And I sang classical music. And I would go out and I would do competitions and scholarship board stuff and just, things that were outside of the box of R&B.
Give me a classical moment.
Complemented it.
What is a classical moment?
Classical, like this is Italian. Como si bella più bella stasera Mariola, splende sorriso di stella, mio che tuo blu, which is Italian. But
come on, come on.
But I would do stuff like that, and it made me as a kid feel like, oh man, this is. Oh,
he did it like it was really easy. No. Does anybody know what he was saying? I'm clearly lost.
Wow.
But it helped me to just gain music saved my life because I was deathly shy. I was deathly shy growing up, and singing classical, singing jazz, all of this stuff made me feel like I had something to give, and I had a voice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it gave me a place where I felt like my confidence was built to give musically. So.
Well, you've been giving us music, man, for a long time, and we appreciate you for that.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
For sure.
Yeah.
Man, thank you for the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because it has given us an amazing platform to tell our stories where we didn't have it.
Yeah.
And people did want to know, what's the story behind the music,
Yeah.
And for emerging black artists, for established black artists, because I know it started with probably more emerging artists, but now you've probably had everybody on the podcast.
Not yet. We getting there.
You're getting
there. We getting there.
I've
We will, but
seen
that's the thing
huge
that
stars.
we are very adamant about is that we want to bring everyone on. We want everyone, to have their opportunity to come and tell their story the way they want to tell their story.
Yeah.
Without all the extra clickbait stuff and all that. We don't want. That's not what we're about.
Yeah.
We're about showing love. We're about showing love to the journey, and we're about being informative so people can understand how they can sing a song like yours without messing up. What does it take? You know what I mean? What does it take us? For the longest, I mean, obviously, we all grew up before Google.
Yes.
So we couldn't find that information the way that people can now.
Yeah, just click.
You can click and find something. But what we found when we thought of doing the podcast was that, well, there's not enough information about what we do.
Yeah.
What we really do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What really goes into it. And we want to, and we are hopefully putting a spotlight on those things.
Yeah. And our job is to make it look easy. We were talking earlier about how to put something great together for you.
Yeah.
That the thought and the processing of putting something that you're going to remember together, it takes a lot more effort. And I was up there listening, and you were saying, how long does it take to make an album and things like that? And you were saying a year or so sometimes to do something great. Michael Jackson used to take 2 years.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Or more to do Thriller, to have all of those great songs where you start to play the album and every single song is a single. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of time to record those songs, see if they translate, see how they compete with the other songs. So all of that progression takes time. And a lot of that is not happening. So hearing those kind of stories, I think helps the next generation as they're creating to know that it's okay. It's okay for it not to be perfect the first time.
Yeah.
And it's okay that we're all like a process, a work in progress and process, because I'm not the same person I was in 96 when For You came out, or Weekend in 2000. That was in 96. Wow. Or Take a Dose, which was in 2021, 22. As we grow and as we become who we are for you, we just try to take the time to make it right, so that everything that you get is worthy of your dollar, of your time, and is relevant for you. So we appreciate you being here, all y'all that rocked with me specifically since the 90s. I appreciate you so much.
Are you performing this weekend? Are you performing anywhere?
I performed last night.
Last night,
yeah,
okay.
Yesterday.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I performed as a part of a radio broadcast. It's going to be broadcasting from Essence all this weekend on XM Radio. Yes, there's no competition with it. No, it's iHeartRadio. I'm sorry. So sorry about that. But yes, we performed yesterday.
I think I want to highlight the fact that the goal for me in all of this conversation is that even before you became the Kenny Lattimore that we know on the radio and with the record deal and all of these things, you were ready. You were beyond ready. You had put in, as we call it, those 10,000, 20,000 hours.
Oh, man, yeah.
Perfecting your gift.
Oh, yeah.
So that by the time it was time to be ready, you were already ready.
Yeah.
If you can just speak to that, just give us a little bit on how it felt, because a lot of artists come into this, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
They'll get some traction on IG or get some traction on TikTok, and then they're thrown into this thing that we call the music business and trying to perform, and they're not ready.
Yeah.
And they suffer because of that.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. So how about this whole concept, Dream in Black, right?
Yeah.
Dreaming in Black to me is believing something before you see it. See it before you see it. We are people of faith generally in our culture, and being ready for those moments is about dreaming in black. It's about dreaming and seeing that I think I'm going to be on this other side. So there's some things that I did as a kid, and I wasn't smart enough to know. It was something spiritual again. I wasn't smart enough to know that this is what I was doing. But I remember taking speech class at Howard because I was like, I'm going to be famous one day. I want to be able to stand up here and speak and articulate my thoughts to you clearly.
Preparing yourself.
I'm going to take speech to prepare myself. That's a part of me dreaming in black to me.
Yeah.
Because it was the preparation. Taking the voice lessons and learning how to sing different styles of music, adding to the narrative of the story. It's not always about the song. Sometimes people are interested in who you are. Sometimes who you are draws the people more than your art or what you think your gift is. Your gift makes room for you, and it brings you before great people, great men and women. So what do you have to give? The more you're dreaming, the more that you prepare yourself, but you have to believe that you're going to be there.
Yeah.
The more that you believe that you're going to be there, the more prepared you will be. And even if it's not always about a rigorous program, in your spirit, you will have a settledness that you belong, because there are a lot of people that are going to tell you that you don't belong here. Even at the height of your career and what you do, people are going to still tell you that you don't belong here. It may be a critic that writes an article about you in a magazine or a show or something that comes out and somebody tries to disqualify you. That's why you got to keep dreaming in black. Dreaming in black.
Yes,
dreaming in black.
Ooh, yeah. R&B Money.